Hey guys, welcome back to Maelstrom Gaming Studios. I'm Craig.
And I'm Connor.
And today we're going to dive into the Tyranid Rumors. Once again, these ones are new rumors, not the ones we covered last time. We're going to go through everything. Again, we'll cover this multiple times, but take all of this with a grain of salt. We're just here to have a fun time going over the stuff, and we'll have some fun discussions in the comments. So before we dive in, do consider liking and subscribing to stay up to date on all of our content here at Maelstrom Gaming Studios. And if you do want to support the channel, the growth of this channel, consider becoming a member. That really supports us more than anything else here on YouTube. Now with all that out of the way, let's dive into today's video.
So today we're going to cover an important note. Monster changes. This is all theoretical.
Yeah.
Small and medium creature changes. The new model, which we've talked about before, but maybe some new information. Other key changes, and then our final thoughts.
Final thoughts here. So the important note, I would say this again, take all of this with a lot of salt. Normally you say grain of salt, but a lot. This could all be dead on accurate. It could all be hot garbage. We don't know for sure, though these have been floating around for a little bit. Or we'll see.
Mainly, you feel like they're plausible?
I think most of them are plausible. There's some of them I left out of here, which either I left out because I forgot them, or I didn't think they were too true. They came in multiple waves, it seemed like. So some of these are the more recent ones. Some are older I left out. But again, this is just meant to be a fun, lighthearted video. See what could be coming in the pipeline a month away for the Tyranid Codex.
Cool.
Oh, and another note, Connor has no idea what is coming in this.
No, I haven't looked at this yet.
So this is going to be Connor's initial reactions to it.
Genuine reaction.
Exactly. So we'll start with the monster changes. You guys have seen some stuff on the Exocrine already, but ability-wise, for the Tyranofex and the Exocrine, they're losing their double shoot. So if they stand still, they can shoot twice.
Okay.
But they are apparently gaining a built-in action. So single-minded annihilation, which is our infantry units can shoot twice.
Oh.
That's what the Hive Guard used to spam all the time, right? They're going to get an action so they can use the strat for free.
Oh.
Which is interesting, but it means that you are limited to using that once per turn, so not every monster is going to get to do it.
Because it was built in before, or right now.
So that's okay, because we saw the Exocrine shooting. If you could bring 3 Exocrines all double shooting all the time, that'd be nasty. So it makes sense. Again, so far, things make sense. I'm really curious to see the Tyranofex stats. We've seen the Exocrine, but man, Tyranofex is going to be nasty. Next one.
Carnifexes?
Our Carnifexes.
What's OOE?
Old One Eye.
Oh, Old One Eye.
Yeah.
2 elites, they're heavy before.
They're heavy, and Old One Eye was an HQ.
And 65 points?
Apparently, Carnifexes, the minimum cheapest option build, are going to be 65 points base.
At toughness 7?
At toughness 7 and a 3-up save still. We don't know anything about the strength. I really hope it's strength. Based on what we've seen so far from the Hive Tyrants, the confirmed changes, going to strength 7 on these guys seems very plausible.
For 65 points?
Minimum.
That's crazy.
Now I'm assuming that means they'll have 2 sets of Scything Talons, which is going to probably be strength user, AP -3, and 1 or 2 damage, probably 2 damage. So they're getting nerfed, but you also, another rule is that all Scything Talons are going to be ×2 attacks.
Oh.
So I think they're losing the reroll ones, but they're going to be double attacks. Could be wrong on that.
What are they Carnifexes right now? Base?
100, 90, 100.
That is a huge points drop.
It's a huge points drop. But again, that's without putting any upgrades onto them.
Right.
And Old One Eye going to an elite option is great, because that means he doesn't take up an HQ slot, because he wasn't much of an HQ.
No.
Though he led Carnifexes, he didn't have Synapse, which just caused problems. And
he's pretty much the elite equivalent to like a elite slot character in other armies.
In other armies, it makes sense. Next are the big snakes. The Trigon Prime is moving to an HQ slot.
That makes sense.
I get it. It's unfortunate in some ways, but I get it. The Trigon and the Moloch are moving to the fast attack slot. Again, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then this big one, Moloch is no longer doing mortal wounds when he deep strikes. Unfortunate.
They're reworking it.
They're reworking the Moloch, it seems like. But he can deep strike 6 inches away and still charge.
Whoa.
And then this last bit,
Yeah.
which has been consistent for all foot monsters,
That's crazy.
is that they are gaining a toughness 8 and a 2-up save.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Which is kind of what you've always wanted
I don't...
for your monsters.
This part makes me a little skeptical on the Moloch.
Because it's so strong.
It's very good, but then again, we probably won't have Invuln saves. Maybe we will, on some ways.
But I mean, you will have Crusher Stampede.
They did say yes, in some aspect, Crusher Stampede is still going to be a thing.
Okay.
So, who knows? But that's what they say. That's
crazy.
That's what's down the rumor mill.
Yeah.
Now, maybe, I mean, for the Moloch, at least I could see a huge point increase. Right now, they're
Yeah.
125 points because they hit like a paper bag in combat, and
Right.
it's really only their mortal wounds.
Yeah.
I could see them going up 25, 30 points because of this.
Yeah. Makes me wonder about the Carnifexes, though. T8, 2+ save.
No, Carnifexes are going to be T7.
So they're like their own...
They're like mini monsters now.
Yeah, because they're small.
They're small compared to everything else. So they're going to be T7, 3-up save.
Wow, okay.
Still.
Yeah.
And then the Tyrants, you've seen some of the stats already on the Hive Tyrant, so those are confirmed. We actually had a channel member who bought a Hive Tyrant recently, and it came in the new packaging with all those rules and stuff.
Who was it?
Magical Zonky.
Magical
Zonky
Wow.
actually picked up a new Hive Tyrant.
Wow.
In the new box, it looks beautiful.
Wow.
And it had all of the rules in there.
Thank you, Magical Zonky, yet again.
Yeah. So if you're on the Discord, you could see that. But so confirmed, well, more or less confirmed all of those rules. Supreme Commander Detachment is coming to Tyranids, and it will be for the Swarm Lord.
Wow.
His Hive Commander ability, though, is now turning into a stratagem.
Oh.
And it sounds like anyone can use it, but the Swarm... I think they said 2 CP strat, but the Swarm Lord can use it for free.
Wow, so he's not losing it, basically.
He's not losing it, but everyone else can use it, but it's going to be an expensive strat.
So he can use it on himself for free, or he makes it free?
He makes the strat free.
To put on someone else? Mm-hmm. Oh my.
So it makes sense because, I mean, if you were to use that without the Swarm Lord, every turn like you do, I mean, you're paying 6, 8, 10 CP to do that over the course of a battle.
It makes it so that you still do need Swarmy
to really utilize it. But you can do it maybe once or twice depending on it.
Huh.
Now some sad news for all of you Flyrant lovers. This is something we kind of had an inclination about with the new rules, but it's more so confirmed in here. The legs are now a forced option for the Flyrant kit.
The legs are a forced option?
So the Hive Tyrant, how he's got his little feet dangle downs, those are now a weapon option, and you are forced to take them.
Okay.
So now the Hive Tyrant only has, when you take a Flyrant,
it takes your weapon slot?
Yes. So now he is wings, those feet talons, and then one other option.
So you can't have wings, feet,
gun
and a close combat.
Yeah. Those are you could still take a close combat weapon, but
not a gun with it.
But not a gun.
And that's accurate to his model, right?
And that's the thing. That makes perfect sense.
Okay.
It makes, because otherwise the Flyrant is just a better Hive Tyrant, at least in current 8th edition rules, because you get the free wing slot.
Right.
Now it does make more sense. But this also goes on to the Strength user, AP -3, damage 1 only on the Hive Tyrant.
For his feet.
For his feet. And you make ×2 the attack. So he's 5 attacks, he gets 10 attacks with these.
That's good
Which is still good.
That's good for horde blending, though.
But yeah, it's an interesting interesting thing there.
Okay.
And then the last part with the Flyrant that is cool is apparently there is some rule mechanic that allows him to take gargoyles as troop choices.
Wow. Maybe we'll actually see gargoyles.
I have already bought 10 gargoyles that are on the way, so now I can field 2 squads of 10 of them at the very least.
So for non-Crusher Stampede lists,
could be an option.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The Flyrant looks like he's going very much more support-driven and not combat-driven like he is right now, which,
I mean, you do have a lot of stuff that can do close combat.
So we'll go. That's pretty much it for the monsters. We'll go into the changes to mid-sized and small monsters.
Can I take the Zoanthropes here?
Yeah.
So these guys, since 5th edition, have been not my mortal enemy, but one of my most hated enemies to fight. Just as we suspected, they're going to a 4-up Invone. That's pretty standard for the entire game, basically.
Yeah.
But they have a 5+ Feel No Pain to allies.
5-up Invone they grant to allies.
Oh, 5-up Invone. Wow.
So I saw multiple sources of this, and they all said they grant a 5-up Invone, but they had different rules at which they said. Some said some said it was non-monster, some said it was non-synapse, some said it was only synapse.
Wow, interesting.
So that's where I'm like, but it sounds like they're going to be granting a 5-up Invone to nearby units in some way.
I mean, that's pretty good.
I'll still take it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that means hopefully they get a significant point drop, because I think the reason they were 50 points is because they were so durable.
It would make sense for them to get a points drop because, now you can't just tank.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, wow.
My favorite one coming here is now warriors are going, they say, strength and toughness 5.
Finally.
And based on another rumor, potentially a 3-up save.
Wow.
So I'll tie in the 3-up save thing later, but that's crazy because bone swords are now strength +2, AP -2, and damage 2. So now you're going to have
7,
at least strength 7.
That's
awesome.
It's kind of what I always thought warriors
should have
been.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll see. They'll probably get a point increase with that to account for them being that good.
With Crusher Stampede, especially, that's a really good profile for them to have.
So one big one that we all sort of saw coming, at least if you were paying attention to the Gene Stealer Cult Codex, is Gene Stealers are now going to an elite option over troops.
Yeah.
So it's sad to see a true all-stealer list gone. You could still take it in the form of a Vanguard, but...
It does make sense, though, especially, like you said, especially with Gene Stealer Cult coming out, just because you can stack so many buffs on them now that they don't really seem like a troops choice.
Not true.
They seem pretty elite to me.
Yeah. So this next part, I'm inferring this, that they are going to get the Gene Stealer Cult treatment, which means our Gene Stealers are going to go 4 attack space all the time. They're going to have AP -3 all the time, 4 Invone save all the time, and then they're going to go to max 10 per squad.
Do you like that?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
It's tough. This last part is rumor. Infiltrate style deployment.
Ooh, that makes sense.
So that could be, finally, Tyranids have something with some sort of infiltrate or scout move or some sort of...
Yeah, I mean, makes complete sense with the lore.
Yeah. So do I like it? No, I think that'll essentially be a nerf to Stealers. In a way...
4 attacks at AP -3,
it's still good because, I mean, right now, Gene Stealers we're taking 16-man blocks is the ideal number.
Yeah.
So you're not getting as much, but they're more durable. I don't know. It might be just a sideways change.
Side grade.
A side grade, yeah. But we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Now we come to Rippers. They are troops right now.
They are troops.
And probably going to fast attack.
Unfortunate, because they're very fun at being a cheap little troop choice.
And your fast attack is kind of...
Our fast attack is filling up
It's
again.
filling up a lot.
Right now it's...
Because of the new secondary system, right?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, secondaries it'd be good to have some, but also just, I mean, it's nice. Right now, the fast attack is Dimakaron. Everything else is garbage, really. Maybe.
I'm trying to think.
Gargoyles.
Lictor? Well,
Raveners.
Lictors are out now.
Lictors are elite.
Lictors are elite anyways. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And the Raveners are okay, but really, compared to the rest of our codex, the fast attack is by far and above the worst section in the codex. So now it's filling up, which is good because I always thought the fast attack has been sad for 5 years or whatever.
And Tyranids are supposed to be, a fast swarm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then going to the Gaunts,
Yeah.
it's a little change for each of them. Flesh Borers are gaining 18-inch range over 12, and they're going to have AP -1.
The regular gun?
Regular Flesh Borer gun, apparently.
Whoa,
And
18-inch range?
Sounded like Devourers, this, I didn't put it on here because I'm not for sure on this, but it sounds like Devourers are getting nerfed to Strength 5 AP -1. 1 damage and 1 shot over the 3 shot.
But they're gaining the strength?
They're gaining strength and AP, but losing number of shots.
Same range, 18 inch?
Yes. Again, don't know for sure. So I left it out because I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
It seemed a little like weird tacked on there, but it could be.
Okay.
But so that's for Gaunts. For the Hormagaunts, we've already kind of touched on this, where Scything Talons give you double attacks.
Right.
So Hormagaunts now will have 4 attacks. Unless they drop the Hormagaunts down to 1 attack, double it to 2.
I doubt it.
Which would be sad.
I don't think so.
Sounds like the Hormagaunts going to have 4 attacks apiece.
The 4 attacks apiece makes sense to me with just the way other 9th edition books have come
been
out.
going.
Like, kind of just buffing the data sheets, but maybe there'll be more points.
Maybe.
Maybe another point.
Hope not. I can see Termagants going up a point if they have better guns, but maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, we'll see.
So that's all of the changes to the mid-sized. Well, for the most part, for what we have, those are the changes.
Yeah.
There might be a few other.
Most of them make sense to me.
Yeah. One, I guess I'll touch on 2 others because I know I forgot to include them in here, and they are small-sized or medium-sized ones. There was a rumor saying the Hive Guard are going to heavy support.
Oh.
Leaving the Elite going heavy support, which I get.
Oh, wow.
And then there's also one saying that the Raveners, they have so many options for ranged weapons, they're just changing it all to a thorax weapon and giving a flat streamlined profile.
Wow.
Which makes perfect sense.
Interesting.
But I didn't put those on here. Part of me forgot about the Hive Guard one.
The Hive Guard to heavy makes you have to choose. You can't just do triple exocrine.
Yeah, you have to choose
decide.
between your Exocrine, your Tyrannofex, and your Hive Guard now.
That's
and your
very
Hero
interesting.
Duel.
Yeah.
So now we'll talk about the new model. So it has, in the rumor, they've stated that it is Shrikes that are going to be the model. However, they say do not think of the old 5th edition Forge World Shrikes, which are just winged warriors. Take that fluff and throw it out the window because they say this is a reimagined take on Shrikes.
Wow.
Something new.
Cool.
They say they're not just the winged warriors, they're still synapse creatures with wings. But this is where I got that 3-up save on the warriors thing because they say, like warriors, but only a 4-up save and a 5-up feel no pain is like, or 5-up invuln save is like a dodge.
So the Warriors must have a 3.
They must have a 3-up then if they say, if they state they only have a 4-up save.
Okay.
They also said there's no customization to them. They are kind of built as is what comes in the kit.
It's kind of common now.
It's common with the new stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
I mean.
I wonder what could be so different about the way they function that they felt like they had to say that. You know what I mean?
That they're just not winged warriors.
Yeah.
I think it's more of
What's the difference?
I think it's more of a design aspect. They're not just going to be warriors with wings. Like as we can see in the picture, they don't have feet in that. Right. They don't have like standard warrior looking limbs. So they got long tails and wings. So I'm assuming the reimagined part is think of them as just a flying synapse unit, more gargoyle-like than warrior-like.
Oh, gargoyles are back.
Hopefully.
Probably.
Hopefully. I should buy more of them.
Yeah.
Before everyone else does.
True.
And then we have some other key changes. Just some random things that I also had found floating around in the same pile of rumors.
So Turvagon respawns.
Yes.
This used to be a classic in 5th edition for Craig. Each Turvagon comes with 10 free gaunts to spawn. Otherwise replenishes 2d6 to an existing squad. Doesn't seem like you need reinforcement points. So it's the 10 gaunts that can spawn are built into its cost?
Into its point cost, it sounds like.
That's cool.
So that means if you take...
You don't have to mess with all the weirdness.
It sounds like if you took 3 Turvagons, which I used to love to do, that would be 30 free gaunts that you could spawn throughout the course of the game.
And you can obviously choose when to...
Yeah.
Huh.
So...
That's interesting.
An interesting thing. We'll see what else comes to Turvagon, but that was one thing that caught my eye, and I'd seen it in multiple places, so I thought maybe it was more there. The adaptive physiologies, they are changing them to be point upgrades.
That makes sense to me.
Like a lot of 9th edition codex, so that makes perfect sense for me.
But that means you only get one of each.
Not necessarily. Tyranids, or, well, not Tyranids, but the, maybe we only get one of each.
I mean, like,
I guess.
well, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, right now, the the synaptic links, we can take as many as we want. I think Thousand Suns can only take one of each.
I think every other book is
One.
that's the chapter upgrades, and it's one per army.
One per army, but you can take as many of them as you want.
Right.
So maybe that is, and that.
That's interesting.
So one thing they did mention there, it said, is that some of them, if they're all changing, maybe not all complete changes, but they're not going to be just directly ported over from how they were currently.
Sure.
But there will be changes to them, and they will be points,
Wow.
not command points.
Okay.
And the reason why I was thinking about you can have as many synaptic links is because in here, they did say synaptic links are changing, which I find a little shocking, but at the same time, I think if we had the synaptic links that we do currently on a significantly buffed codex, that might be too much.
It certainly seems like it could be.
So what they've said so far, they said what degree it's hard to say that they're changing, but it sounds like, because I saw a lot of different places saying they're changing, it's this, no this, no this, but it sounds like they're going to be more so one-time use sorts of buffs, like an aura buff that they give off.
For one turn?
For one turn, they do this one thing.
Oh.
Potentially. We'll see.
Yeah.
And some examples of some synaptic links that I had found were the Tyranid Prime, the Tyranid Warriors, and the Maleceptors those ones are all changing.
Okay.
So the Prime is getting exploding 6s in shooting to units who are within 24 inches of their target. So like if you're within a 24-inch range, you'll get
for one time.
For one turn.
That's
interesting. It's kind of like the, I
wonder-
believe it's like the Tau one, where there is like a turn, but instead of just having 2 rules,
Yeah.
and they just working for 2 halves, it's like each bubble is, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
The Warriors are exploding 6s in melee, which just make Warriors that much
Exploding
scarier.
6s to hit, you think?
Yeah, in melee.
Woo. Okay.
And the Maleceptor one that I'll be a little sad on, but it's still, it's important to have this rule, is that you can still do actions and psychic actions and shoot as if you're doing your normal thing in the game.
Yeah, I get why you might be sad, but maybe his current synaptic link will become something different?
That's what it is going to be, is potentially, is that.
No, I mean, but like the existing one right now might
changes
become like a
somewhere
chapter
else.
upgrade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be.
I don't
the
know.
biggest downside to synaptic link changing is that all of my tokens I made, I hope they keep the names. They just have different rules, because I'll be a little disappointed if I have to redesign all of those.
Yeah.
But
they
anyway,
were great for when we used them.
they're great right now.
Yeah.
And they'll be good for one more month. But that's that. And the final little piece I found that I wanted to share was that adrenal glands are changing to +1 strength and +1 movement, which, if I'm not mistaken,
+1 strength
is what they were in 5th edition.
+1 strength.
And
Was it +1 strength in 5th edition?
Because they gave you Furious Charge. Remember that rule?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
I guess you were playing
I was playing Drukari.
armies that didn't have Furious Charge.
Oh, that was
Kelvin-
like a non...
That was it. That was back when there were universal special rules.
Oh.
Furious Charge was a thing, and I'm pretty sure it was
remember.
+1 strength
Huh.
on the charge.
Is this on the charge? Adrenal +1.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest. I don't know. It says +1 strength and movement. I don't know if it's on the charge.
+1 strength.
I don't know if it's all the time.
+1 strength is good, especially for like medium guys, I feel
Your
like.
Tyranid Warriors can up to strength 9 or strength 8.
AP -2, 2 damage.
Yeah.
Whoa. They become the marine mulchers you always
Dreamed
thought they
of.
should be, yeah.
Yeah, one warrior can slice down 3 Marines on his own. No
Ooh.
problem.
Okay. Wow.
So,
Cool.
happy with that. Those are the changes. Again, take all of this with a heap of salt. I think it's fun to speculate. It's been so long since the Tyranids have really had a reimagined codex.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't play in 4th edition, but what people I've always read on is that the codex significantly changed from 4th to 5th, and it kind of stayed the similar pattern.
It did.
All the way from 5th edition through this 8th edition Codex.
It kept the same problems that whole time, I would say, until a couple months ago.
Yeah, really.
Right.
The Warzone Octarius book really brought new life into the Tyranids, along with the updates to the Forge world and Crusher Stampede. It's not our data sheets that have changed and made powerful. It's all of the special rules.
So I guess they do still have the same. It's still been the same.
It has.
They just gotten more rules.
Whole time, Carnifexes have not been great outside of if you wanted to spam 9 shooty Carnifexes. At one point in 7th edition, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
You had at one point the Flying Circus with all the Flyrants back when, but that wasn't the Codex. That was the rule set that made
the rules
it
in the game.
as nasty as it was.
And also, flyers were just broken then too,
Exactly.
like for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. It's always been the Codex that has been stuck in this same path for so long.
Yeah.
You could argue, it changed when 8th edition dropped, and we got 8th edition changed the way of the game. But even then, I felt like Tyranids didn't change that much in the general play style.
No, 8th edition just changed the game a lot. Not
exactly.
Yeah.
So I personally am really looking forward to a huge shakeup, and it sounds like this is going to be quite a shakeup for the Tyranids, more than any other 8th to 9th edition Codex has brought. Really, it seems like everyone's keeping their playstyle but getting better.
Yeah.
It sounds like Tyranids are getting quite a shakeup and a glow up.
Seems
if
like
you
they
put
need
it that
it.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the monsters looking great. Hesitant on the Flyrant. I think you're just going to have to think about him very differently now.
Right.
But I mean, we know heavy venom cannons are nasty. 4 damage a piece on those things. So maybe he's going to be your shooty support bug.
Yeah.
And one thing I do like, I will say is, I mentioned it before, but I like how our heavy support is no longer going to be 14 data sheets deep with only 3 slots to fill.
Right.
Now we can fill up the elites with actually useful things. We can fill up the fast attack with useful things besides a Daima. And yeah. So that's it. We got about 1 more month. The Eldari Codex is dropping. The pre-orders are dropping the week from filming this. So they'll be coming early March, which means I envision the pre-orders or the Codex drop for the Tyranids to be about the first weekend in April.
Yeah. Sounds right.
So unless they come sooner, but maybe.
We'll see.
We got about a month left of the Tyranid Codex. Let me know what you guys think of these rumors. Do you think they're all hot garbage? Do you like them? Would you be happy if this is what we got for the changes? And let's have a fun conversation. Again, take this all with a grain of salt. We could just be living in someone else's dream right now when they were making these Codex rumors.
True.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you here at next... Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time here at Maelstrom Gaming Studios, and have a